What's going on, everybody? This is the Underground Runaround, episode 27. I'm your host, Brad Ross, and we're back again with our co-host, Pav Daddy. What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's going on?
Man, another day. Another day, man. Another day. This is the last show before the holiday, man.
Yeah,
4th of July's coming up, old Independence Day. You know,
yeah,
things may be getting weird in the world, you know what I mean? But it doesn't mean we're not going to have a hell of a time on the 4th. That's it's my favorite day of the year. You know what I mean?
yes, sir.
I mean, I guess that just tells you, who I am. You know, right? I don't fuck Christmas. I don't give a shit. 4th of July, baby. That's my holiday. That's the one I'm celebrating. That's the one I'm going all out on. Like
Yeah,
freedom, like freedom.
I, I do enjoy blowing some shit up.
Oh yeah,
It's
absolutely.
good
I mean,
time.
that's a good part of it. But just the whole freedom. I'm really into that. I enjoy it. Enjoy it 100%. It gives we're allowed to do things like this, have a podcast, and nobody has to even say it's okay. We just get to post it. We can say whatever the fuck we want. We get we get to do whatever we get to talk about whatever we want to talk about, and it's because of Independence Day,
Yeah,
basically.
all right.
So let's go. Just so people know the meaning behind what we're doing. It's not just drinking beers and blowing fingers off. It's not it's not a Jason Pierre Paul party. It's a freedom party. You know what I mean? Hoo hoo! Ayo. Shout out to JPP.
You,
Uh,
you know, you don't hold those fireworks. That's a fucking rookie mistake.
no, I mean I still do it every now and then just for the
You fucking
thrill. You know what I mean? I'm such an
no.
adrenaline junkie. It's unbelievable. Like especially like the quick like quick fuse. Like yeah, I'll do it. Like let me hold that gray fuse real quick, see if I can do it. All right, then you throw it like 3 times without it lit because you're a chicken shit. But full disclosure, guys, don't ever light fireworks while they're in your hand. I mean, even Roman candles say right on the damn things, don't hold them in your hand. So
Roman candles, I'm good with. You could do that. That's not
I
compulsory.
do too, but we have to say that as the show. I think we factually have to say that.
I'm just saying, like the quarter sticks and shit like that. It's probably not a good idea to hold those in your hand.
Right, right, right. Sockwell, what's up, brother? How you doing? We are live on YouTube, by the way. Sorry we're late. Pav was playing Fortnite, I think, and our news anchor Brett Common Sully had to cancel on us last minute because he came into a football deal. He was going to meet a gentleman to make a football purchase, which is 100% excused absence here from the show. Not that he's mandated to be here, but
Baseball cards first and
we
foremost.
love having him here, and he's out making a hobby move. So next week he'll have some news for us. That's all that means. He could tell us, keep us in the loop with what's going on out there. Uh, Jimmy Griffin just hit another $78 on the WNBA. Griffin is a firm believer in betting the under on all WNBA games, and he for the last week or 2 weeks or however long he's been doing it, he's been on an absolute WNBA tear. I should just literally be following what he's doing. In Indiana, just again because this is anyone can. We've had listeners all the way in like Australia and Taiwan, I think, too. Some of the data. In the state that which Pav and I live in, it's 100% legal to gamble, so it's all good here. We can do sports books, things like that. So just another customer friend of Underground Case Breaks. Shout out to Underground Case Breaks. Check out the new website. Get
But you
your
can't play online poker.
loyalty rewards program on the new undergroundcasebreaks.com. So that's good for anything. You get points on every purchase. Underground funds this podcast, so you have to hear me tell you these things. You get points on every purchase, redeemable for anything on the website, and they never expire. I mean, who else is doing that in this industry? If I list single sports cards, if I list lots of cards, because if you guys remember the very first website I had, I listed single cards on there and shipped them for free. It was a huge thing. People loved it. I had a great deal of success doing it. When we went to Squarespace, I did not like the way their website functioned, so I never added singles to the website because I didn't like the way you added inventory and stock. With this new website, the way we built this, fully customizable, I have a website guy that I talk to when I need help, and we can do anything we want. That's why we did it. We implemented the rewards program, but we will be bringing single cards and things like that back to the site as well, which just leads into even those loyalty points. All that shit works for that. You'll even earn points from making purchases on those cards. So I mean, Underground, I'm doing the best I can as one person in these weird hobby times. So check it out, and I'm gonna do what I can to give back to all the people. So it's gonna be a good time, a good time. When I put my email in it, it says you're already a subscriber. That's because you're already subscribed, buddy. So then I'll make a tutorial, man. You're the first person to actually ask me that question. I can make a quick little tutorial video. Something. It wouldn't be too tough. But it'd just be a log. You would go to log in instead of... if you get the pop-up, in the right corner, there's an X. Just click the X. And I think we even changed it to if you click anywhere outside of that box, it goes away now. We've tried everything to make it as... unannoying as possible while trying to hook you up with a discount for joining the mailing list, things like that. I've said this many times, and then we're going to get back into the podcast just for people that don't know. I started the business as like a hobby fun thing to do with friends. So when I started back in 2017, up until, I don't know, say 2020 or so, I didn't even give a fuck about business. Didn't care. I didn't even care about the money. I was making 6 figures on my own working my other job before I went full-time doing this. For anyone, any naysayer out there. But I don't know a damn thing about business. So that's all I've been doing the last 2 years is trying to learn business. And this is what we're implementing here with the new website. While everything's changing. So check it out. Back to the show. It won't let me go any further. I'll try it again. Yeah, man. You just got to find an X. X out of that thing. You're good. If not, man, I'll help you out anytime. Just shoot me a message. So I actually picked... Oh, no, Griffin lied to me. So I take back everything nice I said about Griffin and his WNBA bets. He said I actually picked the over on 140 in a game and hit it. But 140 being the over is just ridiculous. I want to hear the story about Onyx. Oh, that's funny. So someone asked me about Onyx trading cards. Somebody was talking about a product the other day. We were doing a break, and someone said they had bought some vintage. I'm like, what? How do you buy vintage? And he's like, no. Onyx vintage, football or something. I don't know. I just said, oh yeah. I'm like, I'm not an Onyx guy. For this, it could be stupid. You might think it's ridiculous, but it's all about principle. So I think I bought Onyx's first ever release as a sports card company. I think I did. It was Onyx Vintage Baseball, but I forget what year it was. Maybe 2019, maybe 2018. But they were just getting started. I would assume that was the first time I ever heard of them.
The Onyx Vintage?
Yeah.
We had 2020 for sure.
Yeah, so it was that or before. Yeah, maybe 19. Because Wander Franco autos were in it. The very first set. So it had to have been around 19. Could have been 20, but yeah. I remember Nolan Gorman, who was an 18 draft guy, was in it.
I have I sent in one of the autos, like a Diego Cartaya.
Yeah.
I never got it. I haven't gotten it yet.
But anyway, that's actually what we're getting to. So my issue with Onyx, and I've heard people say some really good things about Onyx, which has made me want to, maybe rehash this issue that I have. But the problem is, and I think this is just absolutely ridiculous. So I get a redemption for a hit, and I think it was actually a personal box. I think I was opening the box to show customers the product and stuff like that. I don't even know what this shit is. I bought it, baseball cards. Let's go. Yeah. And I'm opening it up, checking it out. It looks cool, had a nice little look to it. Everything was on card. It was no stickers. I don't know if any of that has changed since then. So that was like the one thing you could say, like, hey, if you're going to be an unlicensed product, we don't use any stickers at all. And I get a redemption, and it's for a Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card. I think I forget the two other guys. It's one of those 3-player cards.
Yeah.
And it doesn't tell you. It just says a PSA graded. It didn't say what graded as, any of that. So I get an 8, right? So not a big deal, whatever. I mean, it's basically worthless at the time. and I didn't care. But what pissed me off, and this is why I've never ordered another Onyx product ever. Not a pre-order, not a post-order, not a hey it's free, just not. Um, so the redemption's in the mail. It comes to me. It's out for delivery. I get a knock on the door. I open the door, and it's the mail carrier lady, and she's telling me that I gotta pay like $5 to get this package from Onyx. There was postage due on the fucking like they didn't even ship the damn thing with they put fucking stamps on it like you were mailing your fucking mortgage check, dude. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like I don't care how small I was I wasn't even I wouldn't even call myself a professional breaker or like a professional hobby person at that time period. Like I was literally printing sheets out of the printer, printing labels out of the printer, cutting them out with scissors, taping them on the packages, just so inefficient because I didn't know any better. I was just like, oh, I want to rip a case of cards, and these are the people who want to do it too, and we're having fun. And so for me to even like know enough to ship with proper postage when I didn't know anything really about like any type of like mail heavy service, mail heavy dependent service. It's wild that a card manufacturing company has the ability to deal with baseball talent and agencies and this and that can't even send a package with proper shipping. Like you put fucking stamps on it. It's just it's like so outrageous. I couldn't believe it. I was like dumbfounded, but in an angry way. And then I had to pay that just to find out that what the slab was. So then I opened it up and it was an 8. Like, oh,
Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I should have just
$10.
I should have just refused it. Yeah, I'm like, who knows? But anyway, that's the Onyx story. Somebody asked in the chat, so there you go. I have an Onyx Bobby Witt auto in green, and on the back in tiny writing, red to 20. Yeah, that's true. They didn't serial number any of the product that I had. They did do that. Their color ink was the indicator of the rarity or the print run. I don't like that for one reason. That doesn't it doesn't prove that there's only 25 of them.
Right. Especially you see some of these guys even sign with the wrong pen.
People bitch about hand numbering, and I'm okay with that. You could be able to tell in the set of 25 if all the hand numbering was the same or how long it's been in the card stock or any of that. Like if you had a hand numbered card from 15 years ago and you tried to remake that today and hand number it, I'm sure somebody could tell that was, not the same. So I'm okay with hand numbering because a lot of people complain about that too, but you got to have numbering on a card. If you say like, I don't like flip stocks and anything like that with an assumed, like how Heritage does it with assumed print runs. Like this, there's only 5 of these, but
flip stocks are tough, man.
We can't, no, absolutely. I'm just using it as an example of something that's not numbered, but they tell you there's only so many of them. There's only 5, right? Flip stocks.
Yeah,
but you don't know that for sure. You can't tell me that fucking Topps didn't go back and some big shot executive at Topps and didn't go make like 25 flip stock high number Heritage Juan Soto cards. 2018ers, just threw them in the vault. I just slowly released these out, and next thing you know, there's
Tatis flip stock, and like,
yeah, I remember that.
Well, I couldn't. I thought it would be a lot easier to tell it was flip stock. I don't know.
No, the ones this year,
Nick graded flip stock, so I fucking sold it.
Yeah, the one this year was absolutely obvious. It was so easy to tell on the Heritage this spring. It's like the fronts are absolutely grainy, like they look off. You got to double take at them. You're like, well, that card looks weird.
For the type of value that card is, they either need to market like they do the other fucking Heritage ones, how they write it on there in the little numbered area, or like you said, put the fucking serial number on there.
Or they could even do it like this with super rare stuff like that. They could have some like just little service area. Like, hey, if you think you have one, let us see it. Have a tops person just verify it real quick. Like, even if it's just an email. Like, hey, I think I have a flip stock. No! Yes. I love nuts, dude. Tell him. I love a good nut. Oh, yes. I love it. What else, Pav? What else, man?
Dude, we got to talk about what's going on with Freddie Freeman, dude.
Oh, man.
We just got to go right into it because that's like the story of the day.
Yeah. So, man, what did he do? Fire his agency today? Excel or something like that? Who is his agent? It was a firm?
Yeah. I'm not sure who is straight up agent.
I watched that 20-minute YouTube video that you sent.
How wonderful.
And, like, Chipper Jones was talking about Scott Boras.
Yeah.
Just talking about how he didn't like him, but I'm like, I don't think Scott Boras is Freddie Freeman's agent. Chipper was just, talking about the kind of man he is.
He was talking because he was
good
talking
for him
about,
to tell him to get fucked.
Boras approached Chipper Jones.
Yeah, being all cocky.
When he was 18. And he told him, no, I didn't want you as a... So, I mean, he talked about how he went with somebody else. It's pretty fucking interesting, all the stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
And then, like, Clayton Kershaw is fucking saying some shit, dude. So, it's getting really interesting now.
Kershaw said that over the weekend, though. That thing you said to me about hoping he gets comfortable in LA.
Right, but he was talking about because we're gonna have to look up Freddie Freeman's comments about Atlanta for when he came back because that's what it was based off. It was like a rebuttal to something Freddie Freeman said about this being a top tier city. I don't know, but he was praising Atlanta, and he was like, hey, LA is not too bad. I don't. Hang on. Let's see.
LA is not for a wholesome guy like Frederick. I don't like. I didn't understand that signing when he signed there anyway, and I absolutely dislike this whole saga in general. Like, this makes me like Freddie less. What the fuck are you crying about, dude? Are you kidding me? Okay. You're crying because you just made $160 million? Oh, I love Atlanta. Then why'd you leave? Like, it's that simple. Baseball's business. It's okay to be loyal if you want to be. There's a saying in the trades. So I'm a tradesman first, and usually it pertains to like leaving a job before it's done. And the statement is, let your pocketbook be your guide. So
okay.
If you have plenty of money, what the fuck, dude? What are you crying for? If you wanted the most money or the longest deal or whatever, you went and you got it. You don't get to cry about it.
What Kershaw said. He's obviously been a big contributor for our team, and I hope we're not second fiddle.
Yeah.
It's a pretty special team over here too. I mean, that's pretty straight up saying, hey, dude, hopefully you're about this team.
Well, so why wouldn't he? I mean, he's playing baseball.
Not like he's baseball. He's not hitting for any power. He's got a serious power outage versus the last few years. So it's how hitter friendly is LA for left-handed?
I don't think so. I don't think that's a very friendly hitting park, period. It's like just probably average a little. I'd say around like 20th, if I were to guess. Just off the top of my head, it's it's more friendly to pitchers than hitters.
But yeah, it seems pretty funny, all the stuff coming out. It looks like obviously, and like if you watched that video, you saw the breakdown of Freddie Freeman's deal, where
yeah, that's sketchy.
they can.
He has like $57 million in deferrable money,
right.
and if they trade him, that money goes away.
So like, there's deferred money each year.
Yeah.
So if he gets traded this year, all of the forward deferred money's gone.
Get him, Jen. Get him, Jen.
So I mean, like, I don't know. It's a lot of money. So it makes it a worse deal.
Right.
What he was offered from other teams.
And so paying California taxes on top of it.
So like,
cow.
I think maybe that's a big realization for him too. All of a sudden he got his paycheck.
Yeah,
right?
but if he gets traded, then he loses all that deferrable money. So he should be like, yeah, I love LA, because that money's from 2028 to 2040. It's like $7 million a year for the first like 3 years of his contract, and then it's like $12 million a year for the last 3.
Right. So each year that he plays, that deferred money is guaranteed. So when he gets so if he got traded this year, all those future years where it's $12 million, that's gone. So as long as he plays those years there, then that money's guaranteed. So I mean, they could trade him before the last year of his contract and knock $12 million off.
Well, I think it's all the money, dude. I think it's everything. Because that money doesn't come into play until I don't think. I get what you're saying.
Guaranteed by the year you play it. So
that would make sense. Yeah.
So like I mean, if they trade him,
yeah, that's a bad deal. Period. Because he should have those 12 millions first. Those 12 million. Yeah,
they could get him back. Just trade him 2 years early. That's 24.
Hang on. Let's think about this. Do you really think maybe Freddie trusted his agent too much? And I don't want to defend this guy. Yeah. How much did his agent get? That's the what needs to come public. How much did his agent get for making that deal happen? I bet the Dodgers are like, listen, if you let us put this bullshit fucking after the fact money on here every year and make his contract look big and huge, we'll make sure, we'll kick you another $1 million on the side. Like what's to keep an organization from getting in an agent's pocket?
That would be,
you know what I mean?
You'd be talking lawsuits.
Yeah, absolutely. But like, who keeps that in check? And I think Freddie crying and all that is the most ludicrous bullshit. Like, I get it. You're a good dude. You appear like a really good human. That's great. Okay, it's game time, bub. Like, yeah, you just won a World Series. If you wanted to be there, you should have stayed there. You should have told your agent to get fucked before then. You should have just been a man about your business. Say, listen, I want to stay in Atlanta. Give me the best deal you can. Okay, you can't. Go away. You pick up the fucking phone. Yeah, hello, Atlanta? Yeah, I would like to continue to play for you. What's the best deal you have for me? I fired my agent. Yeah, I want to play. Okay, it's that simple. You don't need fucking agents. If you want to be there, be there. But he let too many people talk to him, or he didn't want to make his decision quick enough. And Atlanta had to take care of the organization, and they went out and got, Matt from Oakland. But they have to, if the Braves were feeling some type of way, either from his agent or himself, not, you can't play the victim in this situation. And that's how it comes off. It seems like Freddie's the victim here. And until it's proven that, like, his agent truly, absolutely fucked him, that's still, like, you're still on the Dodgers, bud. You still put your pen to that paper and signed that contract to play in the Dodgers. It can't be, life can't be that bad, dude. Just relax. You had fun. You did a ton of great things for Atlanta. They appreciate you. You appreciate them. But you guys played fucking chicken, and you lost, if that's what you wanted to do. So go play in LA where they're $300 million salary and they're expected to go. You're like playing for the fucking Yankees of the National League, Frederick. You're too wholesome for that. You and Rizzo. You had the most incredible play of last year in a pickle, and then you guys both go to just terrible places. Like, the Dodgers fans love the Dodgers. Everyone else doesn't like the Dodgers because they have so much money, and it's just gross to throw it around like that. Good for you guys, but Not everybody's got it like that. So, oh, don't talk about Soto's average. Here we go. Go away. Next question.
Dude, are you so here's this stuff. His agent was Casey Close.
Okay. For his entire career?
I'm not sure.
Because I don't know who that is.
But it says that the Braves offered 135 million, right, for 5 years, and Close gave them two proposals and gave the team an hour to respond. The Braves bumped their offer to 140 million. When that deadline passed, Close and I can't say Antopoulos, Alex, the guy, the fucking GM, agreed that there were no offers on the table. The Braves, believing that Close's deadline meant that Freeman was about to conclude a deal with another team, quickly pivoted to make a blockbuster deal for Oakland Athletics All-Star Matt Olson. So wow.
So wait, the agent put a deadline in place?
Yeah.
And the agent and the Braves didn't think anyone else they were calling the agent's bluff?
Right. So I think the agent really fucked this one up.
Oh, well, that's I don't see. Here's the thing too. I don't know how at that point the Braves front office, that GM's whoever Oropoulos, I don't know his name. I don't care. How doesn't he just give Freddie a call? Like, hey, dude, what's going on with your agent? Talk to me. How did those two sides not have a more like, if they love each other that much, how do they not sit like, why is the agent the fall guy here? This is not I don't know. Why how are they not, the way it sounds like, the way Freddie's crying, it's like him and everybody from the front office fucking has Christmas dinner together. Like like he goes and serves food at the fucking homeless shelters on all the like, you know what I mean? Like that's how he's playing this out. It could just be me. If they're not that close, then why is this such a big deal? It seems like they're that close for him to have all the waterworks like that. Are you kidding me? A grown man crying on TV in front of the camera and they didn't win? You can cry when you win. That's it. Other than that, you gotta put them feelings back in.
Who else they're representing? It looks like they represent Kershaw. That's yeah. I mean,
oh, that's really funny. Maybe Freddie fired him because of what Kershaw said. I got your second fiddle, bud.
It really does look like. Hang on, let's see. I bet they do.
This is interesting. Here we go. Here you go. What do you guys think? I don't want to see Freddie crying like that no more, though.
Sure looks like they do. They're not, they do a lot of sports, it looks like.
Well, they don't anymore. Regardless. They don't have the same agent anymore.
Clayton Kershaw continuing relationship with agent J.D. Smart at Excel Sports.
Yeah. Excel Sports. They're one of the companies I emailed about trying to get people for the show that I never got a response from, so fuck them.
They represent Tiger Woods, Kevin Love, Clayton Kershaw, Red Bull, Under Armour, Outback Steakhouse.
Did you say Red Bull?
Yes.
As in like the whole company?
Yes.
God damn. They give you wings, bro. Red Bull's got it going on.
Yeah, so they're a really big. So I'd imagine with that company, you're not going to get that.
Yeah, personal treatment.
Yes.
Yeah, your corporate fall through the cracks agency.
Yeah.
Fuck that. What do you want that for? It's like banking with Chase. Why? Or like Bank of America. I think Bank of America is like the worst one, aren't they? They gave like everybody's data away a long time ago, or not too long ago. Pretty sure it was Bank of America. So shout out to Bank of America for being all that you losers can be.
I think there's a tornado going through my house. Did you hear this?
Nice. Yeah. What's that about?
I don't know, dude.
Fucking air raid horn and shit. Crop dusting over the village today.
Oh
Is
my
that what's
God.
going on?
Dude, you need to watch the crop dusters work sometime. That's
Dude,
pretty
no.
fun.
I was pulling the biggest boat I had ever pulled in my life. And we had to take it. So this would have been around 2011 or so, 2012. I was working at this marina, and we had to take this boat like 50 miles down the highway to this town I never heard of. And it was me, and there was another truck with us just in case anything happened. Like everybody was like nervous about driving this boat because it like needed to go on a semi. And we drove it down there, blah blah blah. But as I'm driving, we're just cruising like 50, 55 down the highway, straight shot. That's the only reason we agreed to do it. And we're driving. Then out of fucking nowhere, dude, this crop duster comes up out of the fucking corn, like, and right over the highway, like just out of no. It scared the hell out of me, dude. I thought I was gonna fucking roll over right there in the middle of the highway. And then it just up and then over and then back down and then just up and down. Like, oh man.
Dude, we got a couple really good pilots out here. It's pretty funny. One flies a helicopter, and the other one flies a plane. But like you will see, like when they come out, dude, and they're working, it's pretty fucking amazing.
Now that I'm older, and like when I was a kid, I lived in this place called Bass Lake, and the lake's shaped like a sock, kind of. And the only reason I know that, and this is before Google Maps, the only reason I know this is because I don't even remember who, but I remember someone had a helicopter on that lake, a little like 4-person helicopter. And I just called my mom from my friend's house and said, "Mom, can I go ride in this helicopter?" And my mom's like, "Yeah." I don't even fucking know who to buy. Like, how crazy is that? So this is in the 90s. God, if that happened today, I feel like I don't even know if this dude had a pilot's license or any of that, like insurance. I didn't know if I was supposed to wear a life jacket. What the fuck? Nope, just got in a helicopter with some dude. Yep, sure. But that was fun. My kid did that. I'd be furious. It's weird how that changes. Oh, being a parent now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, just random helicopter rides. You believe that shit? Sure, let's go. Fuck the van with the candy, dude. I want the dude with the helicopter. What's up, dude? Where are we going?
So you say fuck Freddie Freeman on that one. He's just being a little whiny bitch.
Yeah. I mean, he just needs to quit whining about it. Or come out and say, give us the story. That's what clear the air.
Yeah.
Don't
yeah.
He has
under a bus. You gonna do it?
You fired him. You fired him. Why not? I would assume that's the next thing that's coming.
I can't.
Would be at least some sort of statement on it.
Oh my god. Well, you think he gets traded?
I don't know. I don't know that. I don't think that's the answer. Because you're not. I don't think you're going to Atlanta, regardless. Because then you're forced into the DH, like him and Olsen. Like Olsen plays first. Like, that's it, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
So then your DH position. Like, I don't like any team that has it. Like the Phillies. Well, not right now because Bryce Harper's hurt, but they have 3 corner outfielders, like 3 above average corner outfielders. There's no reason for that because now you just locked your DH spot up. Like, have to have those 3 guys in the lineup. So now you kind of lose some versatility with your lineup when you lock your DH position in. Olsen home run in the first tonight. No one cares, dude. We're talking about Freddie right now. And I don't think Freddie's going back to Atlanta.
So
Oh, if Freddie goes back to Atlanta, oh my gosh. He better have a really good explanation. You know what I mean? There better be a statement on whatever his agent did.
oh my gosh, how about that other team in LA?
The Angels? How about Rendon? Oh my gosh. Rendon done for the year. Again.
Did you see that? You saw the brawl?
Yeah, absolutely. They suspended everybody. I didn't see the new camera angle though. There's a new camera angle today.
Did you see Archie Bradley?
Oh. Well, I mean, I saw it.
Archie Bradley out after fracturing elbow and dugout fall during Seattle Mariners brawl.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. There's a new angle. They got it down at field level.
Broke a bone in his right elbow while climbing over the dugout railing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're really 27's really throwing hands for the Mariners. Hell yeah. I'm watching it right now. Oh, it's not that long. John Boy posted it on Instagram.
Dude, think about laying on all those guys' hands just getting fucking smashed by the guy's cleats.
Yeah.
You know it's not fucking fun, dude. Oh my god. They're good.
Cleats are awful. Oh my gosh. I've been spiked.
Be some guys playing hurt for a minute.
Been spiked with all different type of sporting cleats. I have like scars on my shin bone. That was the worst one. I got like a 4-inch straight down the front of my shin. Oh, it like didn't even bleed. It was just painful.
They'll be showing up with their hands completely taped up.
Like one finger like pinned back and stuff. Like, I'm good to go, coach.
What a fucking mess.
Just taped their hands to the bat. Swing. Someone in the stands has a badass camera angle. I'm sure they do. I'm sure someone does. It's cold down here. I just wore this for the festive 4th of July thing.
So they threw up Mike Trout in the 9th inning? Is what led to that?
No. Jesse Winker got hit.
Jesse Winker got hit?
Yeah. Jesse Winker was at the plate.
Just came back.
Huh?
Jesse Winker just came back. Oh, I never mind. I'm like out there.
And of course, he's the guy because he's a bum from the Cincinnati Reds, and you see Suarez in the brawl too, and that other bum was it Amir Garrett, the biggest bum of them all. So they get all fired up to start doing Mariner stuff.
So Saturday they
Julio Rodriguez was about it though. Oh man, he was trying to get in it. So shout out to the young buck for sticking up for his team. He's having a nice season.
Did he get suspended?
Yeah, three games I think. He didn't get as much as some of the other guys, but yeah. And I heard they all get to like offset their suspension, so it's not even like real. Like it's not real suspension, but I'm sure they do that. The league's allowing them to do that so that they don't have to hear it from the fans about buying tickets and shit. Like we bought tickets to the game, and now half of the starting lineup suspended, and they'd have to make roster moves and shit. So I think they're allowed to like stagger the suspensions, which is ridiculous. Sorry. Suspend them all. Let them figure it out. That's your that's your punishment. You fuck the team over when you do something like that. Both teams I don't know. I'm all for a brawl. Even in college I was a part of the benches clearing over people getting hit, and it was ridiculous. So I mean, there's a time and a place for that. I'll yell at a fucking softball game. I don't care. If it gets that stupid, like I'm here to have fun, but at a certain point when someone's just getting stupid, why can't it be like hockey? Why can't you just throw the gloves? I feel like you should be able to do that in life. Just fucking stand right there. If you're willing to do whatever it is you're doing that pisses someone off, you should be willing to stand there and trade hands with the guy. And then when it's over, shake each other's hand and move on. Like, be done with it. Fucking. But I don't know. I don't mind getting worked up to a point of throwing hands. You know, I'm willing. What's an ass whooping? You know what I mean? Fuck it. That'll settle you down. But some people just act ridiculous, and there's no repercussion for it. Like it's like accepted. Like, oh no, it's okay. He does that to everybody, so that doesn't make it okay. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. Talk shit, get hit. Isn't that the saying?
Yeah.
Isn't that the saying? So who was talking shit? They're throwing baseballs at somebody, fucking with somebody's livelihood. And I don't know why you would throw at Mike Trout other than he's playing good baseball. Like, what's the reason? What'd Mike say? Jeez, Mike's the commissioner at a fucking slap league now, and the Giants are all wearing slap shirts or whatever, or wherever Tommy Pham is. Sorry, not the Giants, the Reds. The Reds all got the slappy shirts. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Really, we're having it's a pretty good year for baseball for the big name guys this year.
Oh yeah, what do you mean?
I mean, we're seeing Trout have a nice year. We're seeing Aaron Judge have a really nice year. Paul Goldschmidt's having like the best year of his fucking career. But Jordan, Pete Alonso, all the big name home run hitters from the last few years are really putting together a decent year this year. It's kind of interesting. What do you think they'll do with the home run derby? They haven't, like, in terms of who will be in it.
Everyone I've heard that's been offered has turned it down. Vladdy Jr. I heard today turned it down. So I haven't heard anyone that's doing it. I've just only heard people that aren't doing it. Aaron Judge said no. I would assume Pete Alonso's going to do it. I would think he's got to, right?
Well, I mean, it's rare. It's rare to see guys do 3 in a row like that.
Yeah, but trifecta.
Dude,
that man is made to hit home runs. Who's going to beat him? I'm sorry. If Pete's in the Derby, it's over. I've seen it. It would be a monumental upset by anyone. He's just built for doing that.
You think Kyle Schwarber will do another one?
I would like to see it, but Pete's got him
really
beat.
Got cheated, dude.
Yeah, no, Bryce Harper cheated him out of that Derby, 100%. If you guys don't believe me, go back and watch it. Bryce Harper 100% cheated in the home run derby he won, where he beat Kyle Schwarber at the buzzer. You weren't allowed to throw the next pitch until the previous pitch landed.
And they were consistently doing it.
Bryce Harper's dad was the pitcher and was consistently throwing the ball early. Yeah. I was bitching about that while it was happening before he even won. I was screaming at the TV. I'm like, he's fucking throwing the ball early. Nobody's enforcing the rules. It's terrible. Yeah, so I don't acknowledge. I asterisk that in my own record books. It's definitely. I would love to see Schwarber do it again, but we'll see. We will see. But I don't know who's doing it. Pete's got to do it. But if he turns it down, then what? Then you don't even have a storyline.
Cespedes won 2 in a row. I don't know if he did the following year, like if he was in it. It'd be neat to see Vlad Guerrero Jr. win one.
Yeah, but he's not doing it. He's got a wrist, something going on with his wrist or something.
That'd be the only father and son to win one.
Hey, you want to know what else is happening right now? My man Keegan's dealing right now.
Dude, Keegan's good. People saw,
and they're not scoring any runs.
Right. Like, that's the thing about, like, some Cubs fans. He had a couple blow up games, but he's a young pitcher. That's what happened.
He had 2 in a row, and it was only his second and third start.
Right.
And he's been dominant in his last 2. And he's in the top of the 6 right now with 1 out. He's only given up 4 hits. He's got 7 Ks.
You think he'll make the All-Star team?
I don't know. Just I don't think he'll get enough innings in to qualify. And not only that, I don't know. Ian Happ will probably end up being the Cubs representative.
Wilson.
If he gets voted in. What's the voting look like? Because that's the problem. I hate the
voting. I
don't
think they announced any numbers yet. I think we'll see the first round to be like right around the 4th of July. They usually
Because I don't even care to like take the time to vote, but the people that do, they vote wrong as many times as they're allowed to.
I think
You
Wilson
know,
will be an
they'll
all-star.
sit there and hammer out 50 ballots. Like, what are you doing? How is that? How is that the way to pick? I don't know. It's terrible. But here's the thing with Keegan right now in the 6. He's only at 66 pitches, 48 for strikes. Getting people out.
I don't think they've released any. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. Yesterday, Wilson Contreras is like he's got a pretty good lead for catcher. Like he gets votes, dude.
Good. He should.
Is like he's one of the upper guys in terms of votes. Dude, Jock Peterson.
Oh my gosh. Brandon Drury doubles on a soft line drive to right field. Jonathan India scores.
That's the fucking
The Cubs.
Nalo Paul Keegan.
Yeah.
Putting some jackass to give up a fucking home run.
Yeah.
3-2
Oh man.
on that too. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so right now the leaders are Wilson Contreras for catcher, Paul Goldschmidt, obviously,
Yeah.
Jazz Chisholm, which Pete Alonso is going to make the fucking All-Star team.
Yeah. Jazz was just a fan favorite, regardless of how his
Right.
numbers compare to the
Ozzy
competition.
Albies was in second, but he's hurt.
He's hurt. Yeah.
So Jeff McNeil was in third there, so he can move up.
Jeff McNeil's great, man. He just doesn't hit for a ton of pop.
He's within 120 votes.
Yeah, he's good.
120,000 votes.
Yeah, he's good. Jeff McNeil's a good ball player.
Manny Machado, obviously. Trey Turner. And they got Dansby Swanson second.
Dansby's on fire, dude.
Yeah.
He had a terrible April. I almost cut him in fantasy because I was getting no shortstop production.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how serious I was, but I literally was like, man, I got to do something here. And he's just been a monster.
Designated hitters Bryce Harper.
He just finished up a 9-game hitting streak. Well, he has one tonight, but he's 0 for 4. So
William Contreras is second in votes for designated.
He's been killing it too.
Bryce Harper is like 800,000 votes ahead.
Yeah, but he's now out.
Outfielders Mookie Betts.
He's having surgery. Bryce Harper. They're gonna do surgery on it. Said 6 weeks. They're hoping.
He's hurt. Mookie Betts is hurt. He's leading vote getter for outfielders. Acuna is second, and Jock Peterson's third. Then Starling Marte, Juan Soto, Adam Duvall. So it's pretty obvious the Braves fans are getting out to vote.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, Acuna at second in vote getting for outfielders right now is probably not where it should be, but that's the way the cookie crumbles or whatever. Ian Happ's 15th. So
he's like in the top 5 in WAR this year.
yeah, dude, he's fucking having a year.
Yeah, I mean,
Cubs
team's terrible.
Right,
Yeah.
so they're not getting out the vote and that shit.
He's not even having that great of a year. I think he's doing okay, but I think people are just impressed because he's had some struggles. But like I've always expected him to be good. Like he's shown those flashes of just being a problem
and stuff. It's like
right.
okay, this guy should hit his hard hit percentage and shit like that was always really good. And it's like,
he's one of the 2 rainbows I ever did in terms of like baseball cards. I did his finest rainbow. It's actually sitting out right now because I haven't put it up yet. He's only 27. I mean, he should be having the type of year he's having. But he only has, and I say only, but he only has 8 home runs, and I just feel like he has more power than that. But he is.
Let him do the home run derby.
That's fine with me. Like, in terms of his only 8 home runs because his on base is, higher than it's ever been. His average is higher than it's his career average, so he's. But you need some. I don't know. The Cubs just have tons of problems.
A lot of problems.
Tons of problems.
It's, I expected them to be bad. That's one thing. Like, it doesn't surprise me that they're bad, so it doesn't hurt my feelings so much. Like, I understand what. It's tough because, like, if they went out and spent a bunch of money last offseason, we'd probably be looking at a bad team that has a fucking big payroll. So, like, it's we're just looking at a bad team with a really fucking low payroll and a bunch of guys that you never heard of.
It's not even that low, too, for how terrible the team is, though. That's the thing. I think they're still like 150, 160 million for just a trash squad. But yeah, they have a ton of just fucking terrible.
They shouldn't be that high this year. I thought a lot came off. They were that high last year.
What's their salary this year?
It's 143. Yeah,
that's what I thought.
That's low for them,
but yeah, that's ridiculous.
They have 54 million on the injured list. I bet most teams are like that, though. They got Stroman. Okay, I forgot they got Stroman. It was a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a ton of money for being just terrible. Oh, yeah. We're getting spammed, too.
Stroman, Miley, Suzuki, Naked HD.
Yeah. It's the YouTube spam. Facebook, you get, like, spam links, too.
Cheapest Tinder just for sex.
Don't give them any advertising. It's terrible.
That's funny. Jesus.
Yeah. It's the first time we've had it happen on the show, though.
Yeah, it's funny when you look at the Stroman, Miley, Suzuki, Smiley. Those are all brand new players on the DL and the injured list, the IL now. But all that money, those are 3 guys that are 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, now I'm hearing Kyle Hendricks rumors now.
That they're gonna trade him.
Everyone's on the table, man. Hap can trade everyone.
You have to trade Kyle Hendricks, to be honest.
I think he might trade. Like, I don't want him to trade Hap, but it wouldn't be the worst thing they do. His value should be
right. But with like Hendricks, he's 32. He'll be 33, before next season. And we've already seen the peak for him, right? It seems like more and more often he has those games where he just gets blown out of the fucking water. I think like his peak was obviously 2016, right? And then, he had decent years, like good years, better than decent. He had good years, but he was never going to be that number one guy. So I think, like, if you could trade him now and get some decent return, that's a pretty good deal. Considering how you got him too,
Right.
So, I mean, that's one of those things that, sometimes the Cubs make decent deals. That was a good deal, dude. Cubs acquired Hendricks with Christian Villanueva in exchange for Ryan Dempster at the 2012 trade deadline.
Ryan Dempster.
Yeah.
I actually really liked Ryan Dempster.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah, he works for the Marquee Network or the Cubs. Yeah. He works for somebody.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I was a big Ryan Dempster fan. I remember 08 and 09 getting swept by the Dodgers in 09. Man. We had good. I felt like those were good teams, back then. And then the guys that we had good pitchers. We just didn't have those dominant pitchers. And you need a guy that's just gonna come out and dominate,
Right.
set the tone. Not today.
That was he. He was a good pickup for the Cubs at a time when they were not a very consistent team. And the fact that you picked him up, got a couple decent seasons out of him, and then traded him for fucking Kyle Hendricks is a pretty decent deal there. But that's been really the Cubs frickin' MO for their management is sign guys that are coming off of injury or got wrote off by other teams and hope to get a few good starts out of them and then trade them for
Send them packing.
Trade them for young talent that nobody else sees. You get these value trades. That's how they got Arrieta and all that.
Arrieta wasn't even the
Right.
trade. That was Pedro Strop.
Right.
Arrieta was the throw-in.
Right.
And man, what a throw-in that was for 2 years. Holy cow. Holy shit. But we didn't get to trade him for anything, you know what I mean?
No.
Wouldn't that have been something? Could you imagine the type of haul you would have got for Arrieta after 16? Because, he completely disappeared. He went right back to where he came from, basically.
Yeah, I think so. To be honest, I noticed him. His better year was 2015.
Yeah.
And you could see that he was starting to lose some of that action that he was getting on his pitches, and he was missing a little more often. It's a different. It's a funny league now where all these guys are 100% max effort.
Yeah. You got to have a fucking 12-inch break on your slider just to even, you know what I mean? You got to have
insane. So the idea that we expect guys to have long careers, it's just not going to be the norm at all anymore. You're going to see a lot more guys you're going to see a lot more Sandy Koufaxes and a lot less Max Scherzers.
The way things are going, you're not going to see another 100-game winner in baseball.
Right. So they're going to have to change a lot, right? They're going to have to change quality start.
Yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah.
So, it's going to get pretty fucking weird. And you're going to see lots of bullpen games and shit like that, man. And
the only thing I could say in a positive way against that is that they finally implemented. So when they expanded the 25-man roster to 26, there was a stipulation on that you could have no more than 13 pitchers. You couldn't have that 26th man wasn't for an extra pitcher. And that's what everybody was groaning about. They're like, oh, more pitching changes, more this, more that. But they finally went lax on that because COVID. That was supposed to begin in 2020. And then we had the delayed start. And then nobody's arms were ready, so they didn't put it into play. And then again this year with the spring training bullshit and the lockout, they finally implemented that roster change. So that happened last week or 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So there is a limit, and I also believe, and I could be wrong on this, and that this might not happen yet, but if a pitcher goes on the injured list, it's a 15-day stint now. It's not the 10-day thing's gone for pitchers. The 10-day thing, I believe, is only for position players. So basically, if you're going to put a pitcher on the injured list, they better be injured. And they still can be retroactive, to whenever the last time they played. But they finally put that cap on the pitchers on the roster, and they finally lengthened out their injured list minimums. so that these organizations can't just go through these bottom tier guys and then run them out of options and designate. They can't just keep calling up bare minimum guys and just rifling through them. They gotta bring these guys up and give them a fair look and make sure they know what they got before they let them go, if they choose to let them go, because they're not going to be able to use as many rotating pieces as before. Because they would just, they'd have like, you'd see a lot of teams carry like 4 or 5 guys that throughout the entire course of the year they would just alternate between AAA and the big leagues. Just like majorly bullpen arms, and then they'd send them down to the minor leagues to stretch them out, and then when they'd bring them up, the only place they could really use them is in their bullpen, and you see that quite a bit. But now that might have to stop and slow down a little bit. So I'm hopeful that with the 13 pitcher limit that I just want to see pitchers pitch. I don't want to see bullpen games like these combined no hitters, dude. What's the fucking Astros celebrating? Christian Javier faced 5 dudes and walked 2 of them, and you guys are fucking celebrating a no hitter. And Hector Neris, I'm sorry, Javier was dominating. He had 13 strikeouts, 7 innings, no hits, 1 walk, but he did have 115 pitches. I don't know. You let him get to 115 pitches. But he had a walk, so it's not like it was a perfect game. But the next guy that comes in walks 2 dudes. Like, what? It's not special. There's nothing special about that. It's 2 different humans, and they both didn't even have clean you know what I mean? Like spotless performances.
Yeah.
So, and then the third guy came in and pitched a 9th. I don't care. But now Neris gets to say, I was a part of a no hitter. How'd you contribute? Oh, I walked 2 guys in an inning. The fuck out of here. That's the dumbest shit ever. Spare me your combined no hitter. This shit is not cool. There's nothing celebratory about that. And it's like literally 20.276 million times less impressive than one person throwing a no hitter with 5 walks. Because you have to dig down deep when you're fucking tired and just keep dominating. Like, that's what makes a no hitter impressive, is the 8th and the 9th inning.
Right. Those batters get to see you
They've seen you the whole game, and you're as less, you're as worn down as you're going to be. They're going to get their best licks against you. Can you keep doing it? Like, that's what, that's when you show that dog. And you just fucking keep going. I don't. Analytics people, man, I feel like they just don't understand. I don't know. But I could give 2 shits about a combined no-hitter. 2 pitchers max. 2 pitchers max. So you bring a third? Get the fuck out of here. Like Tony Gonsolin on Sunday Night Baseball. Did you see Sunday Night Baseball?
I didn't.
I watched it, dude, because the matchup was good. Gonsolin and Spencer Strider. And it was every bit as good as advertised, man. And it was the 7th inning, and they wanted to get they were making the storyline the whole fucking game about how they wanted Gonsolin to get deep into the game and get through the order 3 times and this and that. Dude gets 2 outs in the 7th inning, gives up a single or a walk, and Dave Roberts comes out and pulls him. And like Gonsolin's like waving him back to the dugout. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, good for you. And like, let that guy work out of a situation when he's tired. Like, what the hell, man? These pitchers, like this new wave of pitchers, none of them are going to have that ability.
No.
But obviously their handlers are never going to let them have that opportunity. Like, I don't know. I mean, but the fresher guy of the bullpen's more effective. No, find out how good that pitcher is on a mound. That's what people want. I don't know. I want to see that. I don't know. I say I don't know because I know all the counter arguments that can come from it. So like it's okay if you have a different viewpoint than mine. We can still be friends. I want to see baseball played that way. As long as we're not purposefully injuring people. And if the pitcher is waving the guy off, then I'm not worried about him blowing his arm out. He wants to be out there too. That's the thing. Anyone who says make that move, I just feel like we're not the same. We don't compete the same way. Because if I'm on the mound and I'm pitching that game, and I'm not, and I wasn't big league material, and I'm not saying it I am or any of that, but if I'm on the mound in any type of game, I don't care if it's wiffle ball with my 6-year-old, you're not taking me off the bump. I'm striking the kid out. Like,
Not afraid to throw at their face.
little brush back, that's my mound. Oh my gosh, why are we doing this with this band?
That's pretty funny.
It's ridiculous.
Cheap one-time dates.
They'll keep coming back the whole time we're live. It's terrible. It's terrible. They do it everywhere. Everywhere. Oh, we got a new order. What did we buy? Oh, I sold the Tampa Bay Rays and the Marlins. In a mixer. I put a super good value mixer up today. So, shout out to Kyle Hensley. No team was more than $100. And there's 10 boxes in the mixer. Well, there's an 8x10. 9 boxes and one 8x10. It's a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's turning out to be it's been a bummer with like some of the how do you feel about the extra base runner and the extra innings?
I hate it. I hate it.
So like it'll be nice when baseball gets back to normal, like a little bit of normalcy.
Sure.
Obviously, I think the DH is gonna be here to stay and stuff like that, but I don't like the extra base runner and extra innings. I don't think it's needed. When you watch those games, the fucking team that scores 2 runs wins. So it's not that extra base runner that generally makes those games decided. So I don't know why you need that kind of shit, but it's nice
for fucking 12-year-old kids that can't do anything other than watch TikTok for a minute at a time, so they can. Don't change the game to cater to people. I mean, if the game's gonna die, let it die. I guess. I don't know. Die on the hill. The game is perfect. Like, except for the fact that we can't run over catchers and try and break up double plays anymore. And I'm not saying in a caveman way that you used to see in the 70s and 60s, and but in a fair way where, yeah, contact may be involved, but both sides are just trying to do their job, where there's no malicious intent there. But like the fact that you have to slide directly into second base and you're not allowed to slide past second base anymore is just so stupid. What do you mean? Like what? No, it's like the middle infielders don't have to be as good defensively anymore because they don't have to worry about those things. There's more to just offense in baseball. There's managing the game, so get rid of the fucking DH. There's having guys that can play these positions. Fucking let them run over the catcher. Like, they're wearing gear. Like, they're the only ones on the field wearing padded materials.
Yeah.
Why do we have to keep them safe? I'm not trying to hurt people, but quit making the game of like pussy shit. And then you don't have Tommy Pham wanting to fight Luke Voigt because he slid to the plate doing his job. Like, that was such a mild play. It was such a mild collision, even though he did catch like a clothesline. That's the definition of what should be acceptable. Like, the throw put him into harm. Nobody should get mad at that, is what I'm saying. Because nobody got in trouble for that play. Voigt didn't get in any trouble. And I don't like Luke Voigt for what it's worth. But, like, that was baseball. That's baseball right there. Let that go. Let's let that happen at second base. Let him slide past the bag. Make the middle infielder have to step on the bag and jump over the guy. Like,
why do you hate Luke Voigt?
I don't not like him. He cried about being in New York last year after they picked up Rizzo.
Everybody cried about being in New York.
Because he was he had the home run lead in the 2020 year that doesn't count. So he thought he was hot shit or something. So, whatever. I'm not just like Luke Voigt. You were a nobody before 2020, and you've basically been a nobody since. So I mean, good for you, dude. I don't know. You want to come on the show sometime? Say hello. I'll take back everything I said. Other than that, He had a good slide. Clean play, bro. Clean play, bro. That's it. That's it, man. What else? What else, man? Do we have what else? Anything good else happened this week? I don't think so. We had a brawl. It's a good brawl too. It's a
Yeah.
quality brawl. It was better than just the dugouts staring at each other. And then the bullpens did come out an hour after the fact. The bullpen should just fight in the outfield. Well, you got to run to the rugby scrum for. If you guys are really that mad at nobody in particular, just start going at it. Like who are you? Who is everybody going after? At what point is it not like the two people involved aren't even involved? People are just throwing hands because they're like, oh yeah, it's hand throwing time.
They're lucky Kyle Farnsworth wasn't around.
Man, they're fucking lucky. Jock Peterson wasn't around.
Did you see?
His team would have lost.
Kyle Farnsworth.
Yeah, he's fucking on so many steroids. It's unbelievable.
Dude, he was such a big motherfucker anyway. Like back.
Yeah.
Playing.
Yeah, in his early days, like when he was with the Cubs. Yes.
Fuck on Paul Wilson. A dumbass.
Oh man. But yeah, Kyle Farnsworth. Holy cow, he's shredded.
Dude, it looks weird. It's weird looking. He's like one of those where he got so big, it's weird looking.
Shredded. Oh my gosh. But he's on so many. It's so like obviously he doesn't have to worry about getting tested. But that's what steroids look like, ladies and gentlemen. You can get as thin as that guy is naturally, but you cannot be as big and as cut as he is. He's so cut. Like he's so vascular because the picture's from like 4 days before a bodybuilding show. So like he's basically eating very little those last 4 days, consuming very little. He's depleting his body to make himself look as good as possible. And you can't stay that big, like as muscular as that dude is without steroids. Like the steroids get you that big, and then you can suck everything out, and then you can just get a look at the muscles, and then the show's over, and then you cycle off to steroids for a little bit, and then it's showtime, and then you puff back up. It's wild. But I mean, it does take I'm not knocking it one bit. It's dangerous, and there's a ton of fucking discipline involved in doing something like that. Even with the steroids, you still have to like tell yourself you're not allowed to eat. Like fuck that.
Griffin
I'm good.
Talk about the guy on the total opposite of that spectrum, Mr. Vogelbach.
Oh. Oh, here we go. NSFW on the screen. Can we talk about the fat fuck on Pittsburgh's team that keeps getting thrown out at the plate?
Dude, he is so big. He's fucking like he could be an offensive lineman in the NFL. He's fucking huge. Do you remember when like I could remember when the Cubs drafted him? And it was like, oh man, here comes this fucking dude. But he, the problem with him on the Cubs was he got stuck behind Rizzo, right? So you're not going to make it because he had good stats in the minors. He was always a hitter.
Yeah.
So his last year with the Cubs, he hit 318 with 16 home runs in 89 games in AAA. And then they traded him to Seattle. So, like, he was always a fucking massive hitter, but now he's just massive.
This is getting ridiculous.
Are you still getting the fucking things?
It's unbelievable right now. YouTube, fix your platform.
No shit.
But even like I said, even Facebook gets like this now. But it's like it's just like streaming sites. Like, but I don't trust them. It's like not the ones you've heard of, where like you know where to go watch things where maybe you're supposed to be paying for them. But these ones are like just wild. Like, what? I don't know what this is. I'm not clicking on this. Like, that's how you get your shit stolen. That's how you get hacked and all that. That's how Facebook hacked, man. I feel like you gotta be a dumb motherfucker to get Facebook hacked, Pav. But my man Pav got. I don't know what he was doing, but they got him.
Dan Volbach was an all-star, and he got an at-bat in the all-star game.
That's wild. That's a random piece of information most people wouldn't know.
That's funny.
What else we got, dude?
I ain't got much more except our boy fucking DJ Hers, dude.
DJ Hers, he needs to get it figured out, though. He hits that 5th inning wall.
4 2/3.
Yeah, he hit the wall. Same thing when I saw him, man. He comes out like a bat out of hell, and then he just runs out of juice.
I don't know. I think they just pulled him based on pitches because he didn't give up shit. He gave up 2 hits, 3 walks.
He's a problem. He'll be in the picture moving forward, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's gonna have to be.
Yeah. Well, everyone, have a great 4th of July.
Yeah. Blow some stuff up. Not your fingers.
Pav, what kind of food are we having on the 4th, dude?
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to break out some steaks and stuff, dude.
We gotta talk about it. Yeah.
I don't have a smoker or anything yet, so I'm saving my briskets and shit like that. But I'll break out some T-bones and some porterhouses and shit. I got a ton of ribeyes. Those are the ribeye is my personal favorite steak.
I like the New York strip, but yeah, I get it.
So I got a bunch of ribeyes, and I got some good.
The ribeye's just the T-bone and the strip together, right?
No, a T-bone.
Is that the porterhouse?
A T-bone has the strip cut off. A porterhouse is a T-bone with fillet still there.
Yeah, there you go.
And then the ribeye is that might be the big part. What the fuck?
Gotta go to butcher school right here on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Butcher school.
Yeah, the strip comes from the T-bone. It's just a strip without a T-bone without the bone, right? You just cut off the side.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. I just know that the ribeye is my shit.
Oh no, dude, we keep it real simple here because I always have a party, so we just hot dogs and hamburgers, dude. Good ones though, like not shit ones. Like
I did. I cooked my hamburger. Well, I cooked a bunch of hamburgers Sunday. We went to Indiana Beach.
Yeah.
And I did a bunch of the hamburgers, like the preformed patties. I got a box of preformed patties.
Oh yeah, dude.
So that was really good.
Yeah, I did a Wagyu brisket last year though. John Balden sent it to me from Snake River Farms. I smoked that son of a bitch. We went to the Railcats game on the 3rd because they were having fireworks.
Yeah.
So we go there the day of, get tickets right behind the dugout. You know what I mean? Watch awesome fireworks. Like they put on a badass little fireworks show, dude. For anyone who doesn't know, the Railcats are independent baseball in the American Association. They're the Gary South Shore Railcats in beautiful Gary, Indiana. Just marvelous. Where they even had a fucking shooting at Gary Westside High School held their graduation at the Steel Yard at the Railcats baseball field, and when that let out, there was a big old shootout.
That's a bummer because that's a pretty nice field.
Yeah, that's a fucking amazing field. That's a nice little ballpark.
Gary's a funny place. Remember when Trump had the fucking Miss America there? At the Genesis Center.
Yeah, the Genesis Center.
Jesus.
Oh, man. The Genesis Center, I've been there a few times. The Steelheads, the Gary Steelheads used to play basketball there.
Yeah.
They even used to have fights there, I think, too, at the Genesis Center.
You know, with basketball being such a big sport, I'm surprised that there's not more independent basketball leagues that are successful.
I just think it's hard to get spectate. Like, I don't think you'd have a problem finding good enough talent. I just think it's like, who's gonna pay to watch second, third, fourth fiddle guys regularly? How small of a city can you be in and still make enough to make a profit? Because when you get into those small leagues, like we talk about with baseball all the time, they have to turn a profit. They don't have the major league club to bail them out or foot their bills like affiliated minor league teams have. So when you talk, especially like an independent basketball league, oh, good luck nowadays with how much everything costs. You have to lease a facility, have people to work it, get people to fucking work. Oh my gosh, can't even get people to do anything right now. It seems like, but yet, I just don't understand.
What's that other basketball league with like
The G League?
With the old men and shit?
Oh, the 3-on-3 league.
Yeah,
The Big Three, or something like that. Is that what it's called? The Ice Cube League. I don't fucking know. But even with that, that's all like like that's star power. If that league can't stay around even with star power, what does that say for anybody who just has talent and no name?
Got stars on those teams.
Yeah. You gotta have. I don't know. You just gotta have. You gotta get people invested in you, and it's hard to get people invested in like the WNBA. I'm not. You know what I mean? Like. That's why the ladies don't make nearly as much money as the guys, and it's not. I'm not saying. You know what? I'm not even talking about the quality of basketball. It's simply a fan investment issue. Unless the WNBA owners are making more money than I'm aware of, but it's only the money in professional sports is only there if you bring people in. Without people, you're not there. You're not a millionaire. You know, so you can cry and do whatever you want, but and then people like religious or like military. I'm not watching football people anymore. You know those guys.
Yeah,
the NFL's doing fucking fine without you. Yeah, and you're still watching it, right? But like that, what I'm really curious to see is how the XFL does with The Rock buying it and all of that, bringing it back, and it's going to be like some partner league with the NFL. I still don't know how the seasons are going to go though. Like if they're going to go like alongside, or if they're going to go right after, or if they're going to start like halfway through, or or if they're going to start in the summer and like end during the regular. I don't know how that's going to play out.
Hey. I don't know. I'm not gonna watch it. They see. I don't know. It's tough. That's a very difficult thing to get in because of college football, right? College football has such a huge viewership.
Yep.
That is.
I prefer college over to NFL.
And
but I would rather go to an NFL game than a college game. So there's a difference there.
Too is that you have more guys that are the difference between draft pick readiness for the major sport, right? Between like NBA, NFL, and MLB is those guys, generally speaking, in the MLB. How many guys get drafted and play in the MLB that year? Nobody, right? Unless it's fucking
right.
I don't know.
It's nobody.
Right, nobody. Right?
It's happened on a few rare occasions, but yeah, it's nobody. The answer is nobody.
Right. So like you have all those minor league teams, and those guys that are on those minor league teams are all, tied to major league organizations. Whereas like with some of those XFL and the basketball leagues that do shoot up and stuff, you get guys that aren't, they weren't good enough. Whereas with baseball, there's that these guys have the potential to be good enough to make it to the MLB. So I mean, it's a different look, right? If you go to a minor league game, you know those guys might make it someday. They're just not. They're not ready yet. Those other leagues, it's like, okay, that guy's not good enough to be in the NBA. That guy's not good enough to be in the NFL. So I guess if the NFL, if they tie it to the NFL somehow, but I don't, it's got to be tough because the NFL and that, you know, their rosters are so big, and you have so many guys that get hurt so often. It'll be interesting.
So Keegan got out of the 6th with 2.
Yeah.
Comes back in for the 7th. Gets 1. Gives up 2 singles. They pull him. Rowan Wick comes in, gives up to Homer.
You fucking love it. You fucking love it. You don't even know what happened in the inning before. So that after he got out of the 6th, the Cubs came up and put the first 2 guys on base with nobody out, and then fucking didn't move them from first and second.
It's fantastic. Fantastic.
Well, I'm wrong on that. So if you want to go back later and watch, they got the first 2 guys first and second, and then they loaded the bases, and then fucking Jan Gomes came up with 2 outs, bases loaded. Worked it to. He didn't even work to it. He had like a 3-1 count or something, and then he fucking swung at probably like 4 or 5 balls that were outside of the zone, and then finally popped out on a pitch outside of the zone. So they could have walked in and run and made it a 2-1 game, and still had bases loaded. But
wonderful.
Don't have all the bats you need for that kind of shit.
I think we're gonna make some smoked mac and cheese though for the 4th. I haven't smoked any mac and cheese. I want to do that. My kid wants me to do it too. So
yeah, I do not eat mac and cheese.
Oh my god, that's a fucking staple.
I don't. Growing up, my family was, you know all the stories, but my family was really poor. So I ate so much fucking mac and cheese that I cannot do mac and cheese at all.
Oh my gosh. I get that. I get weird shit like that where like okay, so for me that's bologna. I won't eat bologna anymore.
I don't eat bologna.
I won't eat it. I used to not eat salami either. I'll eat salami now.
I like salami. Fuck.
I do like salami, but I fucking hate bologna. I'm good. Nope. Yeah. I'm not poor.
But I eat cheap hot dogs.
I don't
bring a fucking chicken, pork hot dog around me, throw that motherfucker in the garbage.
Yeah, I don't eat cheap hot dogs either. No, like Bar S or whatever that shit. Well, fuck you.
Bring all beef. I'm good. It could be a ballpark all beef, a Nathan's, Vienna beef.
Yeah.
Any of the above, I'll eat them.
Yeah, I agree 100%. But I still get I'll still eat like ramen.
I don't do ramen.
I just get like the urge, you know, it's weird. Like or like another thing I really don't eat anymore that I ate was like raviolis in the can. Nope.
Boyardee.
Yeah, I'm good. I used to eat them cold out of the can though.
Spaghettios, none of that shit. I hate that stuff.
There'd be times where like we didn't even have power though, so you like fucking just eat them with the like cold before you put the fucking can out in the sun like this. Like people probably think that's outrageous to hear that, but like people really did shit like that. Like I've taken a bath in a lake before. Like fucking not everybody starts on the same, you know what I mean? Not everybody starts in the same place in life. There's no doubt about that. You know, so holy fuck, I just feel, you know, real blessed to be where the fuck I'm at. I don't even know how, you know what I mean?
Point where we can make absolutely zero money doing a podcast.
Yeah, it actually costs us money to do the podcast. Like I said at the beginning, man, Underground Case Breaks supports the podcast. They're the sponsor, I guess. They have to be. They have to be, or we wouldn't be here. We could be here, we just couldn't be on audio. It actually costs us money to have the audio. But we don't even have enough people watch for me to be like, hey, if anybody wants to sponsor the audio, hit us
Yeah.
up. We'll plug the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Oh man, but there are people though when we don't do a show. There's a handful, there's enough people that are like, "Hey man." I even got a message the other day. It's like, "Man, I was catching up on a podcast, and then my wife was listening, and she wanted to know what hot dogs had to do with the fucking podcast or something." Because there was a show a few weeks back where we got real weird and we're talking about food for a while, and somebody loved it. So
Oh,
Jake Forsyth loved it. He said, "Go meet." So he's gonna
yeah.
love this one too when he gets it. So that's about all I got, man. I just wanted to ask about what we were eating on the 4th. We talked about fireworks a little bit. We talked about Freddie being whatever Freddie's been. I want Freddie to come out and just tell us straight up what the fuck is the deal here. Let's not do this middleman bullshit.
Tell
Yeah,
us.
I fired my agent. Tell us why. What did he do to you? What happened? What really happened? Is that
Oh,
agent in the Dodgers pocket? You know what I mean? That's what I want to know. Big corporate it'd be like under like different corporations. Like, is that agent own another business under another like legal name? And do the Dodgers have like a charity or like like something where they're just moving money around, but it's going from the Dodgers to the agent to get that deal with all that fucking deferred money? That's a ton of that. I would like a deal like that. That's a deal you give to somebody who's like financially irresponsible.
agents probably make too much money.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Those big ones, they probably make too much.
Absolutely.
So it's pretty interesting.
What
Freddie
do you really do?
fucked up. But at the same time, what if his agent came back to him and said, the Braves don't have an offer for us?
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting.
But see, I don't buy that, because if that was the case, wouldn't Freddie just pick up the phone and be like, "Hey, you guys really don't have an offer for me?"
If they
then-
fucking signed Matt Olson the next day.
Well, they traded for him, but yeah.
Well,
I don't know. That's weird, man. Why does Freddie and the ownership not have a talk before anything gets done? Like, Freddie, you're not coming back, man. Like, come on, just tell us. We're gonna make a move. Give us that. Are you coming back or not?
yeah.
I feel like that's not a hard conversation to have. But then again, I've also been the same guy for my whole life that always gave people 2-week notices when I quit,
Yeah.
except for a very select few places, and every one of those places let me go like within a day or two. Like, never let me finish it out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can say that from experience. You're always supposed to tell people like, "Hey, man, I'm done here. It's my time. My time has come." And then they're like, "Oh, okay, hey, thanks for doing it." And then a day later, "No, you're done." Like, one job was so petty that like it was we made bolts, actually, like bolts and fasteners and shit. It's the worst job I ever had. And not even because the work was bad, just the way it was. It was terrible. And you had like the old school fucking punch card for the time clock, like the paper card every week with your name on it. You had to put it in there and line up and fucking. Oh, but I went in there on a Friday. I told the guy, I said, "Hey, my I got this job. I'm gonna go. I got this welding job, and I said I'm gonna go work there. They're gonna pay me a ton of money." It's like, yeah, all right. I mean, I didn't tell him I was gonna make a ton of money or whatever, but I was literally like 4 months out from getting in the apprenticeship, and I knew it, the Boilermaker apprenticeship. I was just buying my time, and that job was 5 at night to 3 in the morning, 6 days a week. This is a fucking terrible job for $10 an hour, and I was living on my own. So people, I can't hear people complain when you come from places like we've come from. I just can't do it. What do you mean fucking life's tough and you didn't get something for free? Have you ever worked a day in your life? I've been working since I was like 8 years old. Good. I'm good. I worked some terrible jobs, and people did that willingly. Every bad job I had, I just used as motivation to get a better job. Fuck this place. I got to do something better. We got to make it happen, and it works out. Just keep working hard.
Sir.
Yeah, so made them bolts. What's the whole point of that story? Why did I start talking about that, Pav? Help me out here so we can wrap this thing up. I gotta bring that full circle. I just ran around. So I had a terrible job.
Yeah.
Bolts. What else? What was I talking about before that? Where's the
I
chat
don't know.
at? This is terrible. This is not how I want to end the show. Because I'm going to end the show and I'll be like, oh, we got to turn the show back on so I can finish it. So, bad job. Oh, I got the 2 weeks notice thing. So, yeah, I go in there. I tell this fucking guy, I said, hey, man, I'm like, I'm done. You know, I'm putting my 2 weeks in. You know, I'll finish it out. And because it was like they needed you there. That job, like you worked in groups of 2 or 3. If you worked in a group of 2, you ran 3 machines that made bolts. If you worked in groups of 3, you ran 5 machines that made bolts. And we're talking like 70,000 bolts an hour, like just production. You didn't even take lunch all at the same time. You got 20 minutes for lunch. You got paid for it, but you only got 20 minutes. And you had to go to the computer by your machine, turn a machine off, go to lunch, come back. Then the next guy would go to, like, you didn't even get to go have lunch with the people. It was terrible, dude. Fucking terrible. So I tell this guy, because I don't want to screw him. And they gave me a job. I didn't like the job, but they gave me a job. Like, hey, dude, I'm leaving. He's like, yep. Okay. He's like, yeah, no worries. He's like, thanks for everything. You know, he's like, I was supposed to have a review with them, and I had a feeling I was going to get a raise and all of that too, and I think it really rubbed them the wrong way because I even got like a Christmas bonus from them, and I had only worked for a few months, and they put me with like one of their best crews, and I was like, yeah, dude, I'm done, you know, I got a better job, and it's like, okay, you know, he's like, yeah, he's like, I already made the schedule for next week, you know, blah blah blah. He's like, just, you know, just work your schedule. It's the same schedule I had the whole time I was there. I come in that next night at Saturday at 5 p.m. and that guy didn't work the weekends. My fucking time card was just gone. Like, come in to fucking punch in, and my time card is just non-existent. I like went around and asked her. I'm like is I forget the guy's name. I'm like, is so and so here? And they're like, no, not today. You know, like we haven't seen him. Like, I'm like, who runs this place tonight? Like, the place just ran itself.
Just go home.
Everybody was so trained to like how that place worked, like by the minute. Like, you eat lunch when they fucking tell you, you piss when they tell you. You're not allowed to like. That was right when Indiana went no indoor smoking, so you had to go outside, but they didn't let you. So like people would like smoke, and like other people would like, look out. Like, no, it wasn't even open to the public, so like it didn't even matter. It's such a weird place, man. Sorry to bring you on that runaround there for one of the weirdest jobs I've ever had, making bolts. Also, you guys can't see it, but I have a gigantic... Actually, you kind of can. This gash across my arm I got from that job, too. It goes all the way up my forearm. I had to weld wire coils together, because how you make bolts is it wraps around this gigantic drum. It's just wire on a coil. But when one spool of wire runs out, you have to weld the next one to it, so you don't have to rewrap this drum that it wraps around. It's like this big gigantic hydraulic drum. And like you gotta put like 10 wraps around it, and then it feeds into the machine from there. But I was welding it, and I was new, and I welded it, but the guy didn't tell me about these fucking things you had to do on this machine. So like you weld it, and then after you weld it, you do like this friction weld where you just push these 2 buttons, and then it heats it up and pushes it together. It's weird. I've never seen anything like it. So I didn't do that. Or I did do that, but I didn't have something clamped down or some shit. And I pushed a button, and the fucking thing broke and shot out. And like when it shot out, it like sliced my whole arm open. It was great. I bled all night. All fucking night. Oh, man. Go Cubs. Go America. Go freedom.
Yeah.
Please keep all your hands. Please drink responsibly. Please have a fucking good time. And we'll see you guys next week. Have you got anything?
Keep these fingers so you can go. Peace.
That's right. We're out. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. Be safe. We'll see you next week.